Good morning, everyone. Let's get straight to it. How you start your day matters. It's not only about getting out of bed, it's about what you tell yourself. From the moment you wake, your mind listens. The thoughts you choose in those first moments guide whether your day becomes productive or difficult. Too often, people begin by focusing on stress, problems, past mistakes, or reasons they feel stuck. And what usually happens then? They hit snooze, avoid action, and let hesitation take control before the day even begins. This is not how focused individuals approach their mornings. They set the tone, prepare their mindset, and use one simple tool: intentional self talk. From today, when your alarm rings, speak something clear and firm to yourself. Begin with this: I am in control of my life. Stop blaming outside circumstances. Stop waiting for perfect timing, and stop letting events determine your progress or happiness. You are not powerless. You direct your thoughts, your choices, and your actions. Every decision you make today builds your future. If you're not satisfied with where you are, choose differently. Say this: I am capable of achieving great things. And you are. The main difference between those who reach their goals and those who don't is belief. They trusted themselves long enough to take action. It isn't about luck, talent, or background. It's about consistency. Showing up even when it's hard, putting in effort when it's uncomfortable, and refusing to let doubt hold you back. Without belief in yourself, you won't take action. Without action, you never discover what's possible. Next, remind yourself: I choose to focus on solutions, not problems. Life will always present obstacles. The real question is whether you allow them to stop you or train yourself to look for a way forward. Every challenge has a solution. Every difficulty is a chance to grow. Each roadblock shows how serious you are about your goals. Instead of complaining or feeling stuck, ask, what step can I take now? Progress begins the moment you shift from what's wrong to what you can do. Keep this in mind: fear will always appear. That's normal, but it doesn't have to lead you. Each morning, tell yourself, I will not let fear control me. Fear is only a signal. It isn't reality. It's your mind's way of protecting you. But staying safe in your comfort zone will not bring growth. Security won't create the life you want. It only keeps you where you are. The path forward is to notice the fear and move anyway. While we're on the subject of self-worth, remind yourself, I am worthy of love, success, and happiness. You don't need to earn it. You don't need approval to believe this. You don't need permission to feel deserving of good things. You are already enough as you are. But here's the reality: if you don't recognize your own worth, you'll end up pushing those good things away. Begin each day by showing up as someone who knows they deserve a meaningful life. Every morning, remind yourself, I am resilient. I can handle whatever comes my way. And you can. You've already faced moments you thought might break you, yet you're still standing stronger, wiser, and more prepared than before. Whatever today holds, you have the ability to manage it. Gratitude changes perspective. So before the day begins, say this: I am grateful for today and the opportunities it brings. Even in difficult times, there is always something to value. Gratitude shifts your focus, pulling you away from negativity and helping you notice what is already working. When you truly appreciate the present, you create space for more positivity and growth. Keep this in mind too: I am always learning and improving. No one has everything figured out. Everyone makes mistakes. The difference is that successful people don't view failure as defeat. They see it as feedback. Every challenge, every obstacle, every experience is preparing you for something greater. Release the pressure to be perfect. Focus instead on consistent progress. The next reminder for each morning is this: I choose to take action today. Not later, not when circumstances seem ideal, and not only when you feel completely ready. Waiting for perfect timing is one of the biggest reasons people hold themselves back. The best time to begin is now, even if it feels uncertain. Action is what separates those who achieve from those who only imagine success. Say it with conviction: I am strong and resilient. Finally, carry this thought each day: I believe in myself, even when others don't, even when it feels difficult, even when doubt shows up. Belief is a choice. Once you decide to trust yourself, everything starts to shift. Don't just read these words, and don't just think them. Speak them out loud every morning. The words you repeat shape the thoughts you accept, and your thoughts shape your entire life. You already have what it takes. Now act on it. You are capable of more than you realize. Say it, believe it, and let it become part of you because it's true. Many people spend too much time doubting themselves. They let past failures, criticism, and fear control how they see their potential. But here is the truth: the only barrier between you and the life you want is whether you believe you can create it. If you don't trust your ability, you won't take the first step. And without that step, you'll never see what you are capable of. Think about the most successful people you admire. They weren't born with abilities you don't have. They weren't handed a guaranteed path to success. What set them apart was their choice to believe they could achieve it. They acted even when uncertain. They moved forward without all the answers, and they did not wait for approval. They didn't wait for others to confirm their potential. They made that decision themselves, and that's exactly what you must do each day. You have two choices: remain stuck in self-doubt, or remind yourself that you already have what it takes to move forward. One fact is clear: you've survived every difficult day so far. You've faced setbacks, challenges, and situations that once felt impossible to carry. The very fact that you are still here shows you are stronger than you realize, more resilient than you often admit, and capable of handling what comes next. The problem is that many people stop before they even begin. They think, I'm not smart enough, or I don't have the right background, or what if I fail? That kind of thinking shuts down potential before it can grow. The truth is, you don't need all the answers right now. You don't need perfection. What matters is starting, because success doesn't belong only to the most talented or most experienced. It belongs to those who keep moving. Remember this: every person who accomplished something meaningful began as a beginner. They made mistakes, they failed at times, but they didn't quit. They kept going because they knew that potential is never fixed, and neither is yours. Today is another opportunity. There are no limits to what you can achieve, except the ones you place on yourself. So ask, what message are you giving yourself each morning? Are you waking up focused on what you lack, or reminding yourself of your strengths and your ability to improve? Your mind accepts what you feed it. If you constantly tell yourself you're not enough, you'll live as though it's true. But if you affirm that you are capable, strong, and worthy of success, your actions will begin to reflect that belief. Confidence doesn't come from waiting until you feel ready. It comes from action. It comes from proving to yourself, again and again, that you can handle challenge. It comes from stepping outside your comfort zone and choosing progress over fear. The more consistently you do this, the stronger you grow. You don't need to be fearless. You need to be courageous, willing to begin, willing to trust your ability, and willing to keep moving, even when it's difficult. Success isn't about avoiding failure. It's about moving through it, learning from each step, and turning setbacks into progress. So today, make a choice. Decide that you are capable. Decide that you are worthy of success. Decide that you will take action, no matter how small that moves you closer to the life you want. Then make that same decision tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. The only way to create meaningful results is to believe it's possible, and it is. Repeat this truth: I choose to focus on solutions, not problems. This single shift changes everything. Many people wake up and immediately focus on what's wrong: the bills, the responsibilities, or the uncertainty of the day ahead. They fall into a cycle of negative thinking, worrying about what might go wrong instead of considering what they can do to make things better. But here's the truth: what you focus on expands. If you begin your morning with thoughts of problems, those thoughts will take over, drain your energy, and make even small tasks feel overwhelming. When you direct your attention towards solutions, your perspective shifts. Problems are a normal part of life. Everyone faces setbacks, delays, and obstacles. The difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck is this: successful people don't waste energy on complaints. They don't dwell on mistakes or point fingers. Instead, they focus on progress. They ask, what can I do right now to improve this? They choose solutions. They act instead of making excuses. When you think this way, you regain control. You stop feeling powerless and remind yourself that you can change your perspective and take practical steps forward. And with that choice comes confidence. I believe in myself. This isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is fine. It's about training yourself to respond with clarity and purpose. It's about replacing a defeated mindset with a constructive one. It's about choosing not to stay in negativity, but instead focusing on what you can influence. Think back to the last time you faced a challenge. Did you respond by searching for options, or did frustration take over? Did you take action, or did you freeze? Your response shapes the outcome. Each time you approach problems with a solution-focused mindset, you strengthen your resilience, confidence, and ability to move forward calmly and effectively. That's why some people seem to handle challenges smoothly. It's not because their lives are easy. It's because they've trained their minds to look for solutions. They don't view problems as barriers. They see them as opportunities to grow. They face difficulties with curiosity rather than fear. They ask better questions. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? They ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of thinking, this is impossible, they ask, how can I make this work? Your mindset is powerful. The way you speak to yourself matters. If you keep saying things are too hard, that there's no way forward, or that you're stuck, you'll remain where you are. But if you remind yourself, there is always a path, that problems can be solved, and that you are capable of finding answers, you will begin to make progress. Your thoughts influence your actions, and your actions shape your reality. This isn't only about motivation, it's practical. When you focus on solutions, your brain shifts into problem-solving mode. You begin to notice opportunities, connect ideas, and identify answers you may have overlooked. You become more resourceful, creative, and determined. Excuses fade, and action takes their place. And here's the important part, you don't need every answer right away. Sometimes focusing on solutions simply means taking the next small step, even if you're unsure where it leads. It might mean reaching out for support, trying something new, or testing a different approach. What matters is that you keep moving. Challenges are certain, that will never change. But whether those challenges block you or help you grow depends on how you respond. So from this moment forward, make the choice. Stop letting problems control your mindset. Don't waste energy on negative thoughts, or stay trapped in doubt. Train yourself to focus on what you can do. Then remind yourself, I choose gratitude over fear. Gratitude creates perspective. Fear limits it. Keep moving forward. Those who succeed are not the ones who avoid problems. They are the ones who refuse to let problems stop them. Tell yourself, I will not let fear control me. Fear is part of life. It is built into the brain to keep you cautious and aware. But most fear today is not about real danger. It's about uncertainty, discomfort, and change. If you let that fear direct your decisions, you stay stuck, avoiding challenges, and missing your potential. Fear will always show up. It appears when you take a risk, when you try something new, or when you step outside your comfort zone. It whispers, you're not ready, you're not good enough, you might fail, and that's where many stop. They let fear dictate their action. They hesitate, delay, and convince themselves not to begin. They wait for fear to disappear before moving forward. But here's the truth, fear doesn't vanish first. It fades because you act. Think back to times you felt fear but moved forward anyway. Speaking in front of others, applying for an opportunity, learning a new skill, or stepping beyond what felt comfortable. The fear felt real, but once you acted, you likely noticed it wasn't as overwhelming as it seemed. Fear grows stronger with hesitation. The longer you wait, the more power it has. The more you overthink, the easier it becomes to talk yourself out of progress. But the moment you take that first step, the fear begins to shrink. Courage isn't about being fearless. It's about moving forward while fear is still present. It means recognizing the doubt, the discomfort, and the risk, and still choosing action. Even the most accomplished people feel fear. The difference is, they don't allow it to control them. They've learned to treat fear as a signal, not a barrier, a sign of growth, of stretching beyond limits, of stepping into something greater. Each time you let fear stop you, you reinforce the belief that you're not ready. But each time you move through it, you prove that you are. You build trust in yourself, you build resilience, you expand what is possible. What once felt intimidating becomes manageable. What once seemed out of reach becomes part of daily life. With each step, your capacity grows. Remind yourself, my potential is limitless. Fear will try to convince you of the worst, that failure will ruin everything, that people will judge you, that you won't recover. But ask yourself, how many times have you feared something, only to later realize it wasn't nearly as bad as you imagined? Fear exaggerates. It creates unlikely scenarios, and even if things don't go as planned, you have the strength to adapt. You faced challenges, setbacks, and uncertainty before, and you overcame them. Fear didn't stop you then, and it won't stop you now. Fear only wins when you surrender to it, when you give more weight to doubt than to your potential. The truth is this, everything you want, the life you envision, the success you seek, the experiences that will shape you, exists on the other side of fear. It's there, wait. To reach it, you must be willing to face fear. You must take risks, accept discomfort, and step into the unknown. The alternative is staying where you are, always wondering what could have happened if you had been willing to try. Fear is temporary. Regret can last a lifetime. When you look back, you won't regret the times you tried and failed. What you'll regret most are the moments you let fear hold you back, the times you let doubt win, the times you chose safety over growth. Don't let that define your story. Don't let fear shape your future. Acknowledge it, feel it, then move forward anyway, because you are stronger than fear, and your future is waiting. Say this with certainty: I am worthy of love, success, and happiness. Let those words settle in. Speak them with conviction. Too many people measure their worth by outside standards, approval, achievements, or perfection. But worth is not earned, it is not proven, it is not determined by how much you accomplish, how hard you work, or whether others are satisfied. You are worthy as you are. The challenge is that many have spent years believing the opposite. Maybe you were taught that love had conditions. Maybe past experiences made you question your value. Maybe mistakes convinced you that you had to make up for them. Maybe rejection left you feeling undeserving. Over time, you may have believed that you had to do more, achieve more, or become more to be enough. But that belief is false. You don't need to earn your worth. You don't need to be flawless to deserve love, success, or happiness. You are already enough. Consider how you speak to yourself each day. Do you criticize yourself constantly? Focus only on what feels wrong. Replay past failures and convince yourself you don't deserve more. If you spoke to a friend the way you speak to yourself, would they feel supported or discouraged? You must treat yourself with the same kindness and respect you give to others, because how you speak to yourself matters. Your mind believes what you tell it. If you keep repeating that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve happiness, or that success is meant for someone else, you will start to live according to those beliefs. Say this instead: I take action, despite fear. If you don't believe you deserve more, you'll settle for less. You'll hold yourself back, play small, and miss opportunities, not because you aren't capable, but because deep down, you don't think you're worthy. But the moment you begin telling yourself a different story, everything changes. When you say, I am worthy of love, success, and happiness, you begin making choices that reflect that belief. You stop accepting relationships that drain you. You stop agreeing to things that don't align with your values. You stop shrinking yourself and start stepping into your potential. Think about it. Every person you admire, those living with purpose and confidence, are not more deserving than you. They don't have some rare quality that makes them worth more. The difference is that they chose to believe in their worth. They stopped relying on validation. They stopped letting past failures define them. They stopped chasing approval and started owning their value. And that is what you must do. You don't need anyone to confirm that you're enough. You don't need permission to believe in yourself. You don't have to wait for a goal or milestone to feel worthy. You are enough right now. You always have been. And once you believe that, once you start acting like someone who knows their worth, everything shifts. You begin to carry yourself with confidence. You stop settling for less than you deserve. This is not arrogance. It's not about being above anyone else. It's about knowing you are just as worthy as everyone else. Your worth is not tied to achievements, not defined by your past, not based on opinions, and not dependent on perfection. Your worth is built in, unchanging, and non-negotiable. So starting today, stop postponing your confidence. Stop waiting for approval. Stop putting conditions on your value. Own it now. The sooner you do, the sooner you start living the life you're meant for. Say it clearly: success is within my reach. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of happiness. Once you believe this, your life will never look the same. I am in control of my thoughts, my actions, and my future. No one else holds that power. Not your past, not opinions, not circumstances. Each day, you decide how you show up, how you respond, and the kind of life you create. That truth is one of the most empowering things you can accept. Too often, people give that power away. They blame their situation, upbringing, or past choices. They wait for conditions to improve before taking action. They allow fear and excuses to keep them stuck. But here is the reality: no one is coming to save you. No one will hand you the life you want. No one else will make your goals real. That responsibility is yours. The sooner you take ownership of your life, the sooner true change begins. Think about it. Every person who built a meaningful life made a choice to take control of their future. They didn't wait for the perfect time. They didn't allow failure to stop them. They didn't waste energy on what they couldn't change. Instead, they focused on what they could: mindset, habits, and daily decisions. They chose intentionally, day after day, moving closer to the life they envisioned. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you keep saying you're stuck, that nothing will improve, that change isn't possible, your life will reflect that. But when you shift your mindset, when you believe you are in control, that your direction can change, that your actions matter, everything transforms. How you think guides how you act,
and how you act creates your results. Life will always bring challenges. Some things will be beyond your control. People may disappoint you. Circumstances may be difficult. But one thing always stays within your control: your response. You can let challenges defeat you, or you can choose to grow through them. You can dwell on what went wrong, or you can focus on what to do next. You can freeze in fear, or you can move forward in spite of it. The choice is always yours. Now let's turn to something essential: action. Mindset matters, but mindset alone is not enough. You can think positively all day, but if you never act, nothing changes. I am worthy of love and respect. Worth is also shown through action. You must take steps forward. You have to keep moving, even when uncertain. You must stop waiting for approval and start creating momentum yourself. The only way to shape a better future is by doing things differently today. It's easy to get stuck in overthinking, planning endlessly, worrying about the wrong choice, hesitating while waiting for. But there is no perfect plan. There is no guaranteed path to success. Growth happens through action, making decisions, learning from them, and adjusting as you go. Every step builds momentum. Every choice shapes your direction. Every action counts. If you're not where you want to be, ask yourself, what do I have control over right now? What step can I take today that moves me closer? How can I align my mindset with the life I want? The moment you stop waiting and start taking responsibility, everything begins to shift. You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are not defined by circumstances. You have control over your thoughts, your choices, and your future. When you fully accept that truth, you become unstoppable. I am stronger than I think. Life has tested me in ways I never imagined. There were times I wanted to quit, moments when the weight of my challenges felt too heavy. I've faced setbacks that shook my confidence, failures that made me question myself, and losses that left me uncertain. Yet I am still here, still moving forward, still building the life I want. That alone proves my strength. Strength isn't about avoiding hardship. It isn't about always knowing the answer or never feeling fear. Real strength is showing up when it's difficult. It's continuing when everything in you wants to. It's rising after failure, holding on to hope during uncertainty, and believing in yourself when no one else does. That is strength. And I have it. Too often, I overlook what I've already overcome. I focus on what I lack, or the times I fell short. I compare myself to others, and convince myself they're stronger, that they hold something I don't. But that isn't true. I've faced challenges that could have broken anyone. I've endured struggles I once thought were impossible. I've walked through obstacles that felt overwhelming, and yet I kept moving forward. I rarely give myself credit for that, but today I will. Today I will remember the battles I've already fought, the resilience I've built, and the courage I've shown. If I made it through those moments, I can face whatever comes next. Life will always bring challenges. It won't always feel simple. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and difficult days, but I've already proven I can overcome hard times. I embrace growth, and the next time doubt appears, or fear tries to convince me I'm not strong enough, I will remind myself, I am stronger than I think. Looking back, the moments I feared most, the failures, and the setbacks, didn't break me. They taught me, they shaped me, they pushed me to grow. Every challenge has built the person I am today, someone who doesn't give up, someone who keeps moving forward, someone far stronger than they once believed. I don't need to wait for others to recognize that. I don't need outside validation. I choose progress over perfection. I know who I am. I know what I've endured. I know what I can do. And that is enough. Strength isn't pretending to have everything figured out. It's knowing that even in my lowest moments, I still have the ability to rise. I will not let fear or doubt make me forget my strength. I will not let temporary struggles convince me that I am weak. Each day, I will remind myself that I've faced difficulties before and emerged stronger. I can handle what lies ahead. I am not fragile. I am not powerless. I am not defined by circumstances. I am resilient, steady, and determined. No matter what challenges come, no matter what obstacles appear, I will not back down. I will not allow fear to control me. I will not let hardship define who I am. I will face every difficulty with determination, because that is who I am at my core. I am stronger than I realize, and that strength will carry me forward.